Hey Bulldog fans, welcome into another edition of the Sanford Sports Wrap-Up. I'm John McAfee and joined by a special guest today, Sanford Athletics Director Martin Newton. Martin, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Well, I want to start by talking about the Sanford Athletics Hall of Fame. I know it's something that's very near and dear to you, and this year you're going to induct your third class. Just talk about that class that's being inducted and also what the Hall of Fame has meant to you.
Yeah, John, I'm really excited about this class. And as we were the other two classes, there's just special people that are going into this class as well. And I think you're right, this is near and dear to me because one of the things that I think is really important is to respect the past but represent the future. And so in this class, we've been able to really touch on people that were, Gary Fleming that was back in the old Howard days and was a great defensive football player for our football team, and then the 1971 national champion football team, and to be able to put those guys back in while a lot of them are still with us, and to honor them. Cameron Bean, who's a track and field athlete, back in the OVC days, who was a tremendous track and field athlete, but then tragically lost his life by hit and run drivers. So Emily London, women's basketball, who I've got a special relationship with Emily. I coached her when she was 9 years old, so being able to watch her go across that stage and accept that. And then of course Jimmy Harrison, I've known the Harrison family my entire life. Jimmy from Tuscaloosa, very successful businessman with Harco Drug, but scored 48 points in one game with basketball. And then a dear friend of mine that I've known for a long time, Coach John Brady, and what John Brady did to establish this men's basketball program and then go on to great things at LSU. It's just an exciting class. It's an exciting time to get everybody back together and to see how much they reflect back on what Samford meant to them, not just from an athletic standpoint, but from a university standpoint as well. The friendships, the relationships, and then the success they've gone on to have in their life. So it's really a special weekend.
Let's talk about the present a little bit as well. It's been a pretty good fall season for Sanford Athletics. Both volleyball and soccer are at or near the top of the Southern Conference standings. Football, a couple of tough, close losses, but rebounded in a big way against Western Carolina. And cross country's had some good results for both the men's and women's side as well.
Yeah, it's been a great fall. And, the challenge for us is to every year not embrace success, to continue. Football's coming off back-to-back playoffs, which hasn't been done in 25 years. And expectations were high at the beginning of the season with the early season rankings. I think the Florida State game took a little toll out of us playing it early. We played them so well, but I think injuries and guys getting beat up a little bit. And then the Southern Conference is a very good football league. The teams in this league everybody's competitive. There's real parity and balance in this league. But I'm proud of the way they responded back after a tough loss at Kennesaw State. They played hard, just played against a very good Kennesaw State football team. But they responded back in the Western Carolina game, and then we've got 5 more games left that we'll see what we're made of, and the season is not lost. I mean, if this team can go on a roll, I think they can win all 5. It'll be a tall task, but really proud of Chris Hatcher and the way that he stayed with this football team. He stayed positive throughout this process. And I think there's good things to come out of this football team. I still think we could go to the playoffs and could be a third year in a row, which hadn't been done ever in this school. So I'm excited about that. Volleyball is just fun to watch, man. I was watching matches the other night against Mercer and then the Citadel, and they're just an exciting group to watch. Now we're beat up right now. We've got 2 girls that are concussed, which makes it tough. But God, they're just fun to watch. And so I would encourage anybody that has a chance to get out to Hannah Center and watch them play. They're a lot of fun. But we're expecting big things out of this team down the stretch. I think Keeler feels very confident about the way the girls are coming together, the way they're playing as a unit. And then Todd Yelton, I mean, we just kind of expect to win with Todd Yelton. I was at the game for the Shauna's house the other day, and I'm sitting next to Billy in maintenance, and it's 55 seconds left to go, and we're down 1 goal, and it looks like we're gonna lose. And I looked at him, I said, God, man, it looks like the streak may be over. And this is how good soccer is. Billy goes, well, the fat lady, she hadn't sung yet. And then 10 seconds later, we're scoring a goal and beating them in overtime. And it's like, holy cow, it's just, you just expect them to win. And that's a testament to Todd and his staff and just kind of the culture they have with our soccer program. So, and new coach in cross country, and Chad's doing a wonderful job of instilling kind of that Furman. I hate to use another school, but Furman is really good in cross country. Yep. They're dedicated to cross country, and what Chad is bringing is that winning culture to our cross country program as well. So the fall sports are always get us off on the right start, and now it's up to us in the winter and in the spring to continue to not embrace success and to work hard to be the champions that we know we can be.
And as fall sports hit those kind of stretch runs of their SoCon seasons, winter sports right around the corner, men's and women's basketball both tip off in less than a month. Tell us what you kind of expect from them. Obviously, kind of different looks, a lot of returning faces on the women's side and a lot of new faces on the men's side.
Well, that's a great point, and that's exactly what I was going to say. On the women's side, Mike knows what to expect. He's got a veteran club coming back. I think he's very confident in this group. I think they know how he wants to play. There's a lot of, they've got good leadership. And there's expectations for them this year. Mike feels like this is the team that could break through. Now again, the league is good. We've got 3 or 4 teams in this league that are really good, and so they'll have to be on their A game as you get into league play. The men's side is just the opposite. Scott lost a lot of guys. He's got a lot of freshmen in here. Leadership is questionable. Who's going to be that person that's going to step up from a leadership standpoint? It can't be the coaches. It's got to be a play. Every great team has great leaders, and so will Josh Sharkey emerge as the leader? Yeah. Will Ruben? Will Steph? Who's going to emerge as that leader, and that's going to be key. But he's got a different set of issues because he is young. So he doesn't know what to expect. When you get the games, the lights get on and the clock starts moving, and all of a sudden you're playing against somebody different, who kind of steps up and is that guy that's going to take over that leadership. So it's a tale of 2 different teams, but I think both of them could have success at the end of the year.
And finally, let's talk about the Bulldog Club and what they've done. The Sanford Classic golf outing was this week, raised over $220,000. Talk about the importance not just of that golf outing, but of what the Bulldog Club does every year.
Well, annual giving is the lifeblood of any athletic program, and without it, and especially at a place like Sanford, I mean, those funds are so important, and it's not for frivolous things here. It's not for waterfalls in locker rooms. It's for our student athletes. It's so that they don't have to stay 3 to a room when we go on the road. It's for all those academic things that we want to try to do for them. It's for mission trips. All those things that we try to do for our student athletes to have a great experience. I can't say enough good things about Hal Langston and his staff, Maggie Roundtree, Casey, Aaron. They are relentless in their pursuit for relationships, and that's what it's about, to tell the Sanford story, to build relationships with people. You know, there's 2 ways to fundraise. You can fundraise with your hand out like this, or you can fundraise like this and developing relationships, and they do a great job of building relationships, and we've got a great product to sell. I mean, Sanford University itself sells itself. We don't have to stretch to tell people what a great place this is, but just make them aware of what a great place this is. And the golf tournament itself, Johnny Mac, I remember when Hal came to me with the idea several years ago, and I said, "You've lost your mind. There's no way we're going to be able to narrow the field, not have as many golfers, and make that kind of money." And here we are in our 4th year of the golf tournament, and it is going stronger than ever. We've got a waiting list for the golf tournament. The responses from the people that play in the golf tournament, how much fun they have, but more importantly, they understand that what they're doing is providing opportunities for student athletes, and it's just a wonderful event. So just really pleased with what Hal and his group and Bo Kerr have done to help. Again, it's not about frivolous things. It's about the necessities for our student athletes to compete at the highest level in the Southern Conference, and that's what annual giving in the Bulldog Club is all about.
Martin, appreciate your time
today.
Thank you,
man. Appreciate you.
That's Sanford Athletics Director Martin Newton. That'll do it for this edition of the Sanford Sports Wrap-Up. I'm John McAfoose, and we'll see you next week.